slaves, to be paid for by people California passed slave reparations last month. Listen to this. California is going to pay slave reparations to people who were never slaves, to be paid for by people who never owned slaves in a state that never had slaves. That's like paying child support for a child you never had, to a woman you never f***ed.
So the state of California wants to pay.
Get out there and do what you were meant to in the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport SUV.
Welcome to the Classic Car Quiz. Can you guess these 20 automobiles from the sensational 1960s? If you can name the car before the multiple choice options appear, give yourself 3 points. If you can pick out the make and model after the multiple choice options appear, Give yourself 1 point. Is it A, 1964 Dodge 330, B, 1965 Ford Mustang, C, 1966 Chevrolet Camaro, D, 1969 Ford Mustang? Yes, this is B, the classic 1965 Ford Mustang. The choices are A, 1969 Ford Fairlane Cobra, B, 1968 Dodge Coronet, C, 1966 Oldsmobile 442, D, 1965 Pontiac GTO. This muscle car is D, 1965 Pontiac GTO. Is this car A, 1963 Ferrari 250 GT, B, 1964 Aston Martin DB5, C, 1965 Austin Healey 3000, D, 1966 Turner Sports? James Bond fans will know the correct answer is B, 1964 Aston Martin DB5. If you're enjoying this quiz, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss our next classic car quiz. What's your best guess for this police car? A, 1968 Plymouth Belvedere, B, 1969 Dodge Polara, C, 1965 Ford Galaxy 500, D, 1967 Chevrolet Biscayne. This California Highway Patrol car is B, 1969 Dodge Polara. Are we looking at A, 1964 Volvo Amazon, B, 1966 Volkswagen Type 3, C, 1968 Fiat 124, D, 1969 BMW 1600? This compact car is B, 1966 Volkswagen Type 3. Is this classic A, 1963 Buick Riviera, B, 1962 Mercury Monterey, C, 1961 Plymouth Fury, D, 1960 Chevy Bel Air, This is C. 1961 Plymouth Fury. What's your best guess for this pickup? A. 1969 Chevrolet C10. B. 1968 International Harvester 1100C. C. 1966 Dodge D100. D. 1965 Ford F100. The correct answer for this pickup truck is A. 1969 Chevrolet C10.
Congrats on the new boat, Amy.
And on bundling it with your home and auto with our 24/7 protection.
Do you think this is A. 1966 Fiat 600, B. 1966 Austin Mini Cooper, C. 1963 Saab 96, D. 1965 Volvo PV5 44? If you picked D, 1965 Volvo PV5 44, you are correct. Is this one A. 1961 Buick Special, B. 1960 Pontiac Bonneville, C. 1962 Ford Thunderbird, D. 1966 Oldsmobile Toronado? This 60s classic is C. 1962 Ford Thunderbird. Is this car A. 1963 Studebaker Avanti, B. 1960 Chevrolet Corvette, C. 1961 Ford Consul, D. 1964 Jaguar E-Type? The correct answer is A. 1963 Studebaker Avanti. Is this European car A. 1964 Fiat 1100, B. 1965 Peugeot 404, C. 1966 Renault R8, D. 1967 Austin A40 Farina? The Renault is right. C. 1966 Renault R8. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1961 Oldsmobile Starfire. B. 1963 Buick Wildcat. C. 1960 Chrysler 300F. D. 1964 Ford Galaxy 500 XL. You're looking at A. 1961 Oldsmobile Starfire. Is this vintage auto? A. 1966 Chevrolet Chevelle SS. B. 1967 Pontiac GTO. C. 1968 Ford Torino GT. D. 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner. This one is C. 1968 Ford Torino GT. Is this car A. 1968 AMC Ambassador, B. 1968 Mercury Marquis, C. 1967 Chevy Impala, D. 1967 Pontiac Catalina?
Peter Piper used the smart buying tools from Amazon Business and positively prospered.
Disney's Moana is beloved by audiences worldwide and is now the #1.
If you guessed C, you're right. It's a 1967 Chevy Impala. Is this vehicle A. 1964 Buick LeSabre, B. 1967 Oldsmobile Delta 88, C. 1963 Ford Galaxy 500, D. 1965 Pontiac Bonneville? This is A. 1964 Buick LeSabre. Which of these do you think this is? A. 1963 Lincoln Continental, B. 1964 Mercury Park Lane, C. 1962 Buick Electra, D. 1960 Cadillac Eldorado? You got it right if you answered D. 1960 Cadillac Eldorado. Is this classic car A. 1960 Porsche 356B, B. 1964 Sunbeam Tiger, C. 1961 Lotus Elite, D. 1962 Ferrari 250 GT? The correct choice is C. 1961 Lotus Elite. Do you think this auto is A. 1960 Dodge Polara, B. 1961 DeSoto, C. 1962 Chrysler Newport, D. 1960 Lincoln Continental? Those diagonally canted headlights belong to C. 1962 Chrysler Newport. Do you think this car is A. 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner, B. 1967 Chevelle SS, C. 1966 Dodge Charger, D. 1965 Oldsmobile 442? This one is A. 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner. What's your best guess for this one? A. 1962 Lincoln Continental, B. 1964 Imperial Crown, C. 1965 Buick Electra 225, D. 1966 Oldsmobile 98. If you said B. 1964 Imperial Crown, give yourself a point. Leave a comment and let us know how well you did on the quiz, and let us know any suggestions you might
probability of me understanding this is 0.
You should AI that with Copilot.
Explain it to me.
Stolen from driveways, buried under garage piles, sold at yard sales for $10 by parents who had no idea what they were worth. The chrome frames of the 1980s were the most fought over. Of them are obvious, and the kind of presents that rival a new motorcycle. $100. Number 14, the Hutch Wind Styler. Longer top tube and beefier. The Predator was sold to racers who could not, because these frames is worth a fraction. Which one of these 30
Gemini!
Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
These are the funny cars. In effect, they are short version AA fuel dragsters with plastic bodies, and Don Prudhomme is everywhere today. Barracuda. At Shoemaker has been very, very steady in all of the competition leading up to the funny car quarterfinals. Buster Couch is the starter. Watch him explode off that starting line. I mean, they leap out of there. Smoking off the line, and Shoemaker at the top end pulls away to a comfortable win. 7.07 seconds, elapsed time better than 210 miles an hour for the winner, Shoemaker. So Don Prudhomme, himself a winner just moments ago, watches his
every run ever.
And Dale Foldy won that one. Foldy on the inside.
The Pro Stockers now will come wheeling around the corner. Arlen Banky of Akron, Ohio, in a Plymouth Duster, running against Herb McCandless of Burlington, North Carolina. He is in the Stockton Martin Duster right here. Both these men have been absolutely superb so far. Their starts have been impeccable. Their equipment is at a peak. This could be one of the quickest Pro Stock races you have ever seen. Arlen Banky won here in 1968 at the Nationals, winning the Super Stock Championship. But this Pro Stock category is a little hotter. Red, white, and blue is McCandless. Banky's on the far side. Pro Stock title on the line right now. They're shifting all the way through, and it is close. And it's McCandless the winner. 9.981 seconds. And hear this, Banky, 9.983 seconds, and both men get 138.03 miles an hour for their top speed. And let's take another look. The top speed is measured in the last 66 feet at the very end of the course, and you can see McCandless won it by the smallest of margins.
Pomona Raceway. Nope, it's pros. Here we see the tree in the right-hand portion of the tree.
Okay.
We see the pro start and the two cars leave. A beautiful start. Jenkins may have been out first, but Sox might have let him get away, knowing he could drive around him, and he can. Ronnie, Wally Booth and Dick Landy, Booth in the from Northridge, California, and the Chevrolet fans are on their feet. The Chrysler Corporation products have been ruling Pro Stock, but look at this, and they'll cheer for this one. Wally Booth.
He's facing John Gross.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Aldi doesn't pay for cart wranglers, and those savings go to you.
Hey, Holmes, find me a 3-bedroom home in Atlanta.
Here, the men of the NHRA Pro Stock, the designated annual.
Everybody out here is going to be
Black steel roof. Chevy Lou. His Penn Morgan ran a time that was 20 thousandths quicker than Ekman, and at the finish.
With this free satellite Earth Maps tool, you can zoom right down to your exact address in just seconds.